about when you first read a client. Like, there's a difference between your daily customers who are maybe in 6, 7 times a day. At that point, maybe you have a casual enough rapport where it's kind of like head nod, you know what they want. It's like, all right, and they're on their way, they don't want to engage, right? But the other people, for me, the first thing is they come in standing. I want to be standing. I don't know if you can think of anywhere else, a place of business where you walk in and someone's sitting, or they're like this. You know what I mean? I just can't think of one. Anywhere you go where you get customer service, they're on the same level as you, right?
That's why
it seems obvious. It seems like
that's why we would call it a client. We call it a human being in meat.
Sure. You know, you go into McDonald's, they're not sitting down, right? Like, you just can't think of an example, right?
Everybody's an individual, and when I'm working, I look at them, and if they're really messed up, I say, hey, how are you doing?
We're talking about eye contact right away,
yeah.
verbal hello or something, and, you know, trying to match the kind of posture that they are. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, how are you?
not bad.
Not bad.
I mean, I don't know if I would easily, if I walked into a business and I came across someone who was, you know, basically sleeping, I'd be right. I'd be angry, you know what I mean? I'd feel I'm not respected. So that's the most important thing you can do to show the clients that you care about being there for them. Is just give them that courtesy of a verbal hello. You're looking them in the eyes, you're listening to them, you're asking them questions. And after you get to know your clients, you know when to back off and you know when to pry a little bit. But I think that comes with a little bit of experience. But for the most part, I mean, do the obvious and do what you would expect you know, to have to yourself when you walk into an establishment. You want that respect.
I would say let's have empathy. Empathy. That's
I mean, it's just respect, you know?
Right. I think approach is very important because you're polite, you're courteous, and you're not talking like you're putting down the guy or the girl. It's always good to come up and make that individual feel good because you're trying to help them out with that.
If you come across like an ass, that person is probably not going to want to come back.
That's it. That person's not going to want to come back.
I had a guy who come in and he was crying. I guess he messed up, and I just sat there, and this was at the other place. He sat down on the step, and I just sat there and I talked to him for as long as he needed me.
If you can do that, if you have the capacity to do that and the time to do that, that's terrific. You know, in any situation with a client, if you can give them that extra 5 minutes or whatever.
Right.
I mean, the reality is sometimes you don't have that time.
He wasn't come down here, and
but if you can make that time, that's huge.
I work for Sherry. She does that very well.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that's instrumental in the atmosphere of the meal exchange is the supervisor who's supervising, right? And if you get a supervisor who doesn't give crap, is in a bad mood, he doesn't have a professional attitude, it's going to be hard to implement any of this. So my question is, are the supervisors taking this type of training as well, and will they be starting to implement it on a more regular basis than heretofore has been the case? No.
Yeah, I mean, nobody is perfect.
I'm not saying.
That's not excuse.
I know, but there should be an attempt.
Yeah.
And oftentimes, not oftentimes, but sometimes,
we are talking about certain individuals. We know what we're talking about, and some of them are long-term projects. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty easy to say, "Oh, that guy's always grumpy" or whatever. But there's a lot more to it sometimes than that. Without getting personal.
Yeah, of course.
Just try to maybe understand, and I mean, they are paid to suck it up a bit, right? Like, sometimes you gotta,
It's like a trip.
yeah, you know, and some of them maybe aren't, you know, as equipped as they could be to handle that, and we can do things like anger management first is acknowledging it, and these individuals do know if they need work.
It'd just be nice to see some of the supervisors taking the same kind of courses, I don't know if they do or not.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Exactly.
Do they?
It's, yeah.
Well, they have courses like super host, right? Like I drove cab for 12 years.
Yeah.
And I got level 1 and level 2 at the Justice Institute. But in level 2, they even go as far as to put you blindfolded in the bathroom. To make you feel like how they feel, like
Okay.
going in something strange. They do, honestly,
Like
level
method
2, they
acting.
put you blindfolded and they tell you to go into go to the bathroom. To
Yeah.
feel how they feel, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In their kind of world,
Yeah.
so.
It's hard because everyone's come across the individual who wants it yesterday.
Yeah.
And they're having a shit day and, you know, you happen to be the person they take it out on. You have to
It's
understand,
not personal.
yeah, it's usually not personal, like, that person, after they get better, usually comes back and it's like, I'm sorry. Like, it happens almost every time when someone, and for me personally, if I've ever had like a bad, you know, contact with someone, they usually come back and apologize. It's quite amazing actually, right? Because they know I don't take it personally, man. I'm like a dumb man.
Yeah, you can't.
I mean, there's always the once in a while that you can't avoid. I took a phone to the head a month ago, nothing I can do about it, man. It just happens sometimes. I've been working here for 9 years, sometimes shit happens. But you do what you can to always keep cool, man. You always gotta try and
Always speak for
keep
you.
the peace in it, yeah.
Well, you're gonna get all kinds of attitudes and, you know, coming in, and, you gotta learn how to handle the bad with the good. If the guy, if that here, he has a bad attitude, you still gotta.
There's usually something going on behind that, right?
Yeah.
There's
You
usually
gotta
a
be
reason for that.
composed, right? And if you can handle it, then if the other guy's more experienced than what he does, I usually intervene and say, let me handle it.
Well,
And I'll do it that way,
You guys wanna take a break?
You know.
Time is flying.